Namaskar everybody, please sit down. So students, how are you feeling today? Very tired? Very hot? Why? The fan is working, why are you feeling very hot? Okay, so today is Chaitra 9th, 2077. We are in Anupam Vidyasadan. And beside teaching learning activities, we follow your students' presentation as well. Some of the groups, they have already performed their presentation, and today students are going to present in the topic environmental pollution and its management. The presentators are ready. Without wasting time, let me call them on the podium. They are Karuna Neupane, next Pritima Sanjel, and Kanchan Buddha. So let's see how they are going to perform. They might have seen the performance of class 9. Yesterday's performance from class 9 was superb. 4 students were given duty, and here are 3 talented girls who are going to perform on the topic environmental pollution. Okay, so now I'm going to hand over this microphone to whom? Karuna? Okay, Karuna.
Namaskar and good afternoon to everyone. This is me, Karuna Neupane, standing in front of you all to deliver a presentation on air pollution, which is in the chapter environmental pollution and its management. So environmental pollution, when you walk outside, then you may see or notice many people who are closing their nose and walking faster than before. Why do they do so? Think yourself. Why do they? Exactly, environmental pollution. The reason is environmental pollution. Nowadays, people degrade the environment very much, and the level of environmental pollution is more higher than before. And the main factor of environmental pollution is also air pollution. Air pollution is the process of mixing of unwanted materials in the air, which also causes air pollution. And there are the pollutants may be classified into 2 parts. One is primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. Primary pollutants are those pollutants which are directly emitted to the environment, which pollute it. So it also include nitrogen derivatives. And second is secondary pollutant. It is also the pollutant which is indirectly emitted to the environment and also are formed when the primary pollutants are formed. And those examples are ozone and acid, etc. And there are 2 sources of air pollution. One is natural source and second is artificial source. Natural source are those type of source which is caused by the nature, for example forest fire, volcanic eruption and dust storms, etc. And second is artificial source, that is made by man or human beings by industrialization, urbanization, etc. And second is effects of air pollution. The first effects of air pollution is reduction in visibility. Air pollution also may causes the dust in the environment, which also forms haze, and it is difficult to walk in the roads and drive the vehicles due to haze. Second is acid rain. While industries smokes come out, then it gets mixed to the air, and then later on it's fall in the earth as acid rain, which also destroys many historical monuments and causes soil pollution. Third is degradation of environment, which also causes many effects on human beings like cancers. And measures to control air pollution. The main thing that we should do to measure to control the air pollution is we must use the electrostatic precipitator on the industries, so that the smoke which comes from the industries are filtered and it causes less harm to the environment, which is the main measure which can be controlled air pollution. And second is we must control the population, and because air pollution main causes is also overpopulation and the cheap vehicles. So we must reduce the cheap vehicles which also use the fuel which contains sulfur dioxide. So this is the presentation from me. Now second presenter is Pritima Sanjel, who will say you about the water pollution. I'd like to call her here.
Namaskar and very warm evening to you all. As you all know, it's me Pritima Sanjay from grade 10 standing in front of you to present a short presentation on the topic of water pollution and soil pollution, which is from the chapter environmental pollution and its management. Before starting my presentation, I'd like to thank the organization, our Vice Principal sir, to conduct such type of programs which helps to increase the confidence level of the students. Now, without further delay, I like to start my topic: water pollution. Water is colorless and odorless. It is very important source for human beings as well as plants. It is used in our day-to-day life, but nowadays the water are getting very much polluted. There are many causes of water pollution. Some of the causes or sources of water pollution are sewage water. The water which mixes from the drainage from our homes is known as sewage, and the next one is contaminated water from industries. Industries gives us very much useful products, as well as it also pollutes the water. And the third one is chemical fertilizers from farmers. The farmers used different types of chemical fertilizers to grow plants, but some of the chemical fertilizers harmful chemical fertilizers also mixes with the water, which also causes water pollution. The fourth one is radioactive substances. The substances which comes from the mines is known as radioactive substances. It mixes with the water and the water gets polluted. Measures to control water pollution are the drainage system should be properly managed. the waste from the industries should not be mixed in the water. The dead bodies should be should not be should be buried or burned. And then my next topic is soil pollution. Soil pollution, the degradation of soil due to the human activities or natural activities which pollute the soil is known as soil pollution. Soil pollution. And nowadays the soil is also getting polluted, and some of the sources of the pollution of the soil are domestic waste, the waste from our homes. We directly bury into the soil or we throw in the soil, which also cause soil pollution. And the next one is chemical fertilizers. Farmers use chemical fertilizers in the soil, which also can be harmful for the soil, and it also can reduce the fertility of soil, which may also affect in the growth of plants. And third one is industrial waste. The waste from the industries are also thrown in the soil land, which also pollute the soil. And as you all know that industries are used to produce various useful product, but they also throw the products which do not throw the waste which do not decay fast, which also pollute the soil. And the fourth one is excessive use of pesticides. Many different type of pesticides like DDC, ACDs are used to grow plants, which also degrade the soil. And some of the measures to control soil pollutions are the farmers should be given education about the fertilizers which should be used and which benefits them. And the second one is the waste which do not decay should not be thrown in the soil. And third one is radioactive substances should be disposed well. And fourth one is and the fourth one is properly, so that the drainage from our homes could not mix to the soil. And by saying this much, I would like to end my presentation, and for further presentation I would like to call my friend Kanchan Bura.
Namaste and very warm good afternoon to you all. This is me Kanchan Bura from grade 10, one of the student of Anupam Vidya Sadan. I am standing in front of you all to do a presentation of science on the topic of conservation and management of forest. Before starting my topic, I would like to thank our Ishwar sir for providing good opportunity which helps to increase our confidence level. Now, conservation and management of forest. Forest plays a vital role in balancing ecosystem. It provides habitat for animal and microorganisms. Various animals, insects, as well as plants mix with the soil, which increase the fertility and quality of soil every year. Places with the high density of tree and forests do not suffer from any natural disaster like landslide, soil erosion, etc. Forest cause rainfall and also provides herbs and medicine which is used to treat for various diseases. It also provides fresh oxygen which purify air by inhaling unwanted carbon dioxide. So forest is very important and it must be preserved. If deforestation is not controlled, the result may be lateral. The method for conservation and management of forest are systematic and scientific way must be used to plant and cut down the tree. Forest fire should be prevented. Forest should not be used haphazardly. The law made by the government for the preservation of forests should be followed. Strict rules should be made for deforestation and afforestation programs should be conducted frequently. Now, conservation and management of sources of water. Nepal is second richest country in sources of water in the world. Sources of water can be used effectively and properly. It has high potential to develop economic of the country. Water is not only important for human consumption, it is also used in irrigation, industries, hydroelectricity, etc. The method for the conservation and management of sources of water are programs should be conducted for preservation of sources of water. Clean by using poisons and electronic equipment should be banned. The distribution and supply of water should be systemized. The area where there is more chance of landslide, flood, in those places afforestation should be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Today's presentators already named over here Karuna Neupane, Pritima Sanjel and Kanchan Buda is coming in. Actually, they divided themselves the course, but means chapter, and presented very well. So definitely, when you are here for a presentation, then you learn something and you become more smarter. Actually, this is the beginning, isn't it? Right? Generally, what will happen when we go in front of the mass? Then we feel quite nervous. Due to these activities, your nervousness will be decreased. Number one. Number second, confidence level will increase definitely. Okay. So next week we don't have presentation because we have to study for our third term examination, and you are the student who are going to appear in SCE 2077, but it will be held in 2078. That is 77, but due to COVID pandemic, right? It happened so. So anyway, thank you very much today's presentators, and next week our third term exam, and again we have got exam, means it goes near about 8 days, right? So for 2 weeks we will not have any presentation, and final presentation will be there afterwards from first week of Baisakh 2078. But at that time we will be conducting such classes in which you are going to give the technique how to solve the model questions, because SCE question 2077 will not be arrived at the time. So other questions will be given to you, and you must be able to give the idea how to solve it. Okay, so thank you very much.